right. This one's on guard fundamentals, so come back.
Okay. Where do you want me to stand?
Right around here, right in front of me. All right, come forward. All right, so you're here a lot, right? This does a couple bad things for you.
Okay.
One, you're a little reliant on your sword to block because it's in front of your face and you're used to blocking it, right? Which means when you throw, you're more vulnerable than most people are.
Okay.
The other thing it does is it semi-breaks the connection with your hips because it's so up and down.
Okay.
So
I think that makes sense.
and you're also a little too in line, which is gonna hinder your movement, right? So yeah, I would come a little more hip square to your opponent, and then stick your shield up. So from here, right? If I'm here, I can hit you hard, right? Like I'm gonna hit your shield, probably hard enough, right?
Yeah.
Probably hard enough, right? But I'm actually putting quite a bit of gas in those, right? And it's a lot of gas on my forearm, right? Because it's a lot of that push because you're here, right? Keep back guard. From here, right? More vulnerable. But I like people. I even work off this. Like when I'm really tense in a hot fight, I'll come to a hanging guard, right? I'm not gonna lie and say I never hang guard, but I often, even at really high levels of opponent, I often start off the shoulder because it gives me more variety in what I can do, and it gives me more efficient and accessible power, right? I don't have to tense my arm as much, which makes my shots more precise, right? The more you tense your arm, the less precise you're gonna be. So, back in guard. So, and it turns that into that, right? This, effortless and 3 times more powerful, right? I don't know if you realize you're doing this, but very often you will either use your first strike as a setup and it's completely not dangerous because your lizard brain knows it's hard to throw a killing shot from here, or if you feel like you have a killing shot right off the bat, you will move from here to here and then throw.
No, I did not realize that I was doing that.
Try to get some tape to yourself, and until you fix the habit, you'll catch yourself doing it. Because I saw you do it a couple of times where he pressed you, and the first thing you did was block with your shield and come back here, and then start the fight. And then you were great at that point. The power was fun, right? He was taking your shots. From here, your first shot is often like a, look at this, I'm gonna hit you in the head, and then look at this, I'm gonna hit you in the head, and then you're here, and then you're like, okay, now I'm really gonna hit you in the head, right? So I know it's hard to multitask while you're in a fight, but when you're against people you're very comfortable with, start to integrate these techniques. If you're fighting someone hot, that you really need to like bring your best, right? Because you're gonna get worse before you get better, always.
Yep.
You really need to do your best. Do what you do, right? When you're practicing and you're comfortable with who you're fighting, dial it back and make a conscious decision. Pull the sword off the shoulder, or start with it here, but look for the things I'm saying and say, no, I do that, right? And kind of keep half your brain fighting and half your brain thinking about this. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anytime.